Hi, I'm Sam from Hedgedale Farms, and in this video I'm going to show you some of the things that we've done to improve our barn. And in this case, the first thing we're going to look at is the roof. Sorry about the clicking noise here. You can see there's a big hole in it, and obviously that's a good reason to get it fixed. That's what most people would usually do. Here you can see our grain bin. That was replaced. That's not going to be in this video right now, though. So here you can see it's a slate roof. They say a slate roof is a 100-year-old roof. This one's even a little older than that, and it's a big piece of our barn. It's protected many animals and a lot of hay and straw and tractors and equipment and everything. But it's time to get a new one, so the grandpa wanted to put up a metal roof, and you can see there's some light coming in, and they're starting to put that roof up. And it's really cool, in my opinion, to see the light come into the barn, because that's not a chance you'll get to see every day. So you can see a skid loader in it, and there's a glare inside the barn. How often does that happen? Natural light. It's kind of crazy. Some of the boards they did have to take down and put up new. Other ones they kept, but I'll tell you about the ones they took down in a minute. You can see there was some of the equipment from the stacking shed. This was happening at the same time, so we're using some of that same stuff. And here's the angle. There's another angle, and you can see it's gonna overhang. They didn't put up the spouting and trim and everything yet, but that is to come. And you can look over the side there. There's a pile of boards, which is what came off of the roof, and we also had a bunch of slate off too, which I'm gonna make some slate boards, hopefully, or chalkboards. Hopefully, I'll get to put them in a future video. Here you can see the roof, and it's kind of shiny underneath versus the other side. It's dark. We only had to replace one side. Here's most of the boards. Now if we come inside, we'll see our entryway and where we feed. That's the feed bin. The corn comes down from the bin you saw upstairs, the feed chest, I guess. And back here is an old feed trough with an old wooden post, and this was originally, there was an older feed trough here, I think, that was for horses, and this one I think is used for horses as well. Lately it's been used for steers. This one actually isn't that old, maybe like 20 years old, whereas we have one that's up front that is original to the barn. So this post is getting rotten, as well as some of the boards, and so it was time to take it down, and I just showed a couple clips of us doing some of the interesting work. Most of it was pounding and unscrewing and all that boring stuff, but we're going to put in a new cement one. We had a local mason come and do that, but that's to be seen in a minute. The actual feed trough was actually bolted onto the wooden post that had to be unbolted, and in some cases it was cut and banged away. And then we just pried the boards off. We did save them because they can be used for a future project, and we also took down the hay rack, as you will see in a minute, to put back up. Me and my uncle and my grandpa, of course, were all working on this project one afternoon, and it took about the whole afternoon. Right here we actually found the old beam that was in the cement, and under there was actually a line of bricks, and we're thinking that that was original to the barn. And it's really cool to just see how the frontiersmen, I guess you could call them, like worked and designed everything. It was really cool, and you could even see the axe marks in it. So that's definitely a piece of history. We don't know what we're going to do with it, because it's an old beam, and some of it's rotten. So we did get that hay rack down, and it was kind of cool to just see the entire room open up. Obviously, we can't have steers in it now because they'll get out, but so that's how that looks. So if we just go outside, here you can see the wall is kind of falling apart, and that is a crucial issue because that wall is kind of what holds the barn up. You know, not too big of a deal. Yeah. So this was actually widened. The door was actually only like not even half that size before. Now it's widened just enough for a skid loader to fit in. We got a local welding shop to put up, well, to make and bend that big piece of metal, and the local mason poured concrete in, and really just there were some screws and lag bolts and different pieces of the wall, and that's just really solid. Grandpa put up some new boards and a new gate, so those steers should be staying in there for good. Now if we come back into the entryway, you will see the new cement trough and just the board up there. We still don't have the hay rack put in. But it's nice and smooth, and you can, it'll be nice for feeding the steers, and that should stay good for years and years to come, because cement doesn't tend to rot. So the old post is actually able to be cut off at the bottom so we could reuse it. Here's some old doors to the straw shed. I'll have to make a video on this later to show you how an old farm straw shed system would work, but there's a floor put in up above, but whatever. These doors are obviously not original, but they are rotting, and they need replaced. So while the same people, the Wood brothers, were here building the stacking shed, go check out that video. I know I've referenced it a lot. They took them down. We actually got to save one of the doors. Anyways, they put 2 new ones in. They're yet to be painted, but they'll look exactly the same as the old ones. This is just an update that has to be done. So here we're opening them up, and you just pull this string and it undoes this board, and you can open them up, and then repeat the process to close it. That's all for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more farming videos and how farm life was in the past and how our hobby farm works, as well as restoration. I'm Sam. Thanks for stopping by.